It was one of those evenings that carried the scent of possibility, the city lights glowing softly against the fading sky, the hum of laughter spilling from cafe windows. But for Maya Bennett, tonight wasn't about romance. It was about courage. For the first time in 3 years, she had agreed to a blind date. Her best friend had begged her to give it a chance, promising that the man was kind, genuine, and successful. But what her friend didn't know was that Maya wasn't coming alone. As she adjusted the small jacket on her 6-year-old son, Ethan, she whispered, "You'll be on your best behavior, right, sweetheart?" Ethan nodded, clutching his little toy car. "Is he going to be nice to you, Mommy?" Her heart ached at the question. "I hope so," she said softly. The first meeting. Inside a quiet restaurant downtown, Alexander Reed, a man known for his cold precision and impossible standards, sat at a reserved table near the window. The CEO of one of the city's leading tech firms, Alexander was the kind of man people feared more than admired. His success was legendary, but so was his loneliness. He didn't believe in love anymore. Not after being used, lied to, and betrayed by people who only saw him as a stepping stone. So when his friend arranged this blind date, he almost cancelled. But curiosity, and a strange sense of emptiness, kept him there. When Maya walked in, his eyes immediately found her. She wasn't what he expected. No designer dress, no pretentious smile, just a woman in a simple cream blouse and jeans, her hair slightly messy from the wind. And then, he noticed the small boy holding her hand. For a moment, he froze. She approached hesitantly, her voice barely above a whisper. "Hi. I'm Maya. I hope it's okay. I brought my son." The restaurant fell quiet. A few heads turned. The hostess blinked in surprise. Alexander stared at her, unsure what to say. A child? On a date? Then Ethan peeked from behind his mother's leg and said shyly, "Hi, sir." Something unexpected stirred inside Alexander, not irritation, not judgment, but something else. A warmth he hadn't felt in years. He smiled, a real, unguarded smile. "Hi there, buddy. What's your name?" "Ethan," the boy replied, clutching his toy car tighter. "Well, Ethan," Alexander said, motioning to the chair beside him, "I was just about to order dessert. Think you can help me choose?" Maya blinked in disbelief. You don't mind?" He shook his head, his tone soft. "Not at all. A dinner unlike any other." What was supposed to be a tense, awkward meeting turned into something surprisingly beautiful. Ethan, usually shy with strangers, was laughing within minutes. Alexander listened to his stories about dinosaurs, cars, and how he once tried to build a rocket ship out of cardboard. Maya sat there, watching in awe. No one, not even family, had ever been this patient with her son. Alexander caught her gaze once, his eyes soft. "You're doing a wonderful job, you know that." Her breath caught. "Thank you," she said quietly, her throat tightening. "Most people don't think so." "They're wrong," he replied simply. That night, when they said goodbye, Ethan ran back and hugged Alexander's leg. "You're my favorite grown-up," he said. Alexander chuckled, but when he looked up at Maya, there was something deeper in his eyes, something he hadn't let anyone see in a very long time. A connection beyond words. Days turned into weeks. Alexander couldn't stop thinking about them, about the way Maya's eyes lit up when she laughed, about Ethan's innocent questions, about how for the first time in years, he felt human. He began inviting them out again. Sometimes to the park, sometimes to his office rooftop where Ethan loved watching the city lights. Slowly, they became a part of his world. But not everyone approved. Alexander's business partner, Richard, mocked him openly. "You're really going out with a single mother? Alex, she'll drag you down. Think of your image." Alexander's expression hardened. "Maybe it's time I stopped caring about my image." For the first time, he didn't care what people thought. But Maya cared. The struggle of a mother's pride. Maya wasn't blind. She saw the stares when they went out. She heard the whispers. He's rich, she's lucky. And it ate away at her. She didn't want charity. She didn't want pity. She wanted love that saw her worth, not her struggle. So one evening, after dinner, she told him softly, "Alexander, you've done so much for me and Ethan. But I can't keep seeing you." He froze. Why? She looked down, tears glistening. Because we don't belong in your world. He reached for her hand. Maya, my world didn't feel like anything until you walked into it. But she shook her head, whispering, you deserve someone who can stand beside you, not someone who'll slow you down. And she left. The realization. The following days were unbearable. Alexander couldn't focus. Work meetings blurred together. His penthouse felt emptier than ever. Then one morning, he found something on his office desk, a small, worn-out toy car. Ethan's. It hit him like a wave. He didn't want success. He didn't want control. He wanted them. That night, he drove across the city, to the small apartment building where Maya lived. Rain poured heavily, but he didn't care. He knocked, drenched and trembling. When she opened the door, she gasped. Alexander? He looked at her, his voice cracking. You said you didn't belong in my world. But Maya, what if I told you I don't want that world anymore unless you and Ethan are in it? She covered her mouth, tears falling freely. Behind her, Ethan peeked from the hallway. Mr. Alex? Did you come to play cars? Alexander smiled through his tears. Yeah, buddy. If it's okay with your mom. Maya laughed softly, nodding. It's okay. The new beginning. From that day on, things changed. Alexander didn't just become Ethan's hero, he became his family. He learned bedtime stories, playground games, and how to make pancakes that always burned on one side. Maya taught him that love wasn't about perfection, but about showing up, even when it was hard. Months later, on Ethan's 7th birthday, Alexander knelt down in front of both of them and said, Maya, I used to believe love made you weak. But you and Ethan showed me it's the only thing that makes us strong. Will you be my family? She cried as she said yes. And as Ethan shouted, we're a family now. The sun broke through the clouds outside, bathing the room in golden light. Moral message. Love isn't about finding perfection, it's about embracing imperfection with grace. Sometimes the most unexpected hearts walk into our lives when we stop guarding our own. So the next time someone says, I brought my son, is that okay? Remember, maybe they're bringing the very piece of your heart you didn't know was missing. Speech balloon, tell us in the comments. Would you give love a chance if it came with unexpected responsibilities? Red heart, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Be Kind Always for more emotional, inspiring stories that remind us, kindness can change lives.